How is everyone doing? Hello, hello, hello. It's so wonderful that you're all here. And Soren. and Soren, right? My little man. I'm gonna just wait for a couple of more of you to show up. I'm live both on TikTok and on YouTube. I am making an effort now that the babies are getting a bit bigger. Can get away with going more live, but today's live came through as a channeled message to talk about with you guys, and it's about conscious awareness and how not just awareness, but in sessions, but also in my own healing and within the collective, what conscious awareness is really about is being conscious of yourself and what that looks like in real life for you guys. What it's about, what is conscious awareness? What is the subconscious? Because many are wrapped into the matrix at this time, and how most of us are being hijacked, our energies through the matrix by ourselves, and becoming aware, consciously aware of this hijacking is when you start getting your sovereignty back, your power back. And so I wanted to break that down beyond Light Academy style. You like that? And how conscious awareness isn't really about being spiritual. It's just about being aware of self. It's being aware of the choices you're making, both on a conscious and subconscious level. And it's being aware of what your subconscious is choosing. Because you need to understand that 98% of your choices, actions, oh, baby, I got a little man over here that wants to get up. Wait. Choices that you make come from the subconscious level. And because of that, many of you are unaware of the choices that you're making consciously and how they stem from trauma and subconscious choices. Come on, little man. And because of that, how that impacts your life in the now moment. Because we carry a lot of past life trauma that comes down from lifetime to lifetime, causing us many issues if we don't heal, if we don't bring awareness to the trauma and actually begin to heal. I have twins, okay? This is my life. This is my life. All right, come on, get down. Let me just distract him for a minute. Here, you play with that. You play with that. As I was saying, so yeah, being consciously aware of self and your subconscious choices can take you quite far in your now moment, especially with what you're struggling with, blocks, etc., and help you get your energies back. Remember, we're in a matrix that is siphoning your energy in many different ways. And many of us are still sleeping or silently asleep into these truths that we don't want to wake up to. So let's see, what else do I have? So as I was saying, conscious awareness isn't something that is spiritual. It is just awareness of yourself, of your choices. And it's about seeing yourself, your thoughts, the stories that come into your mind, your emotions, you've been running on for years and don't really understand what's the charge behind your emotions, what's the charge behind your choices, and finally realizing that none of it is actually really you, especially on a conscious level, and really beginning to break down what that is. And I'm so glad that you guys are here. I'm gonna, hi, that one lady. I'm gonna just say hi to you guys before we dive into it deeper. Hi. I can answer some questions. I can do some live readings. I'm going to be doing some free live readings. I never do free live readings. I just started doing that because I've been so away from lives that, careful, puppy, that coming back, you know, got to get my feet wet, I guess. And let's just see. I'm live on YouTube and TikTok, so bear with me. Be patient with me. Hi, Elaine. Hi, Mason. Hi, Anad. Assalamu alaikum, Sustano. Hi, Christina. Hi, Jai. Oh, it's Krishna. Sorry. Hi, Krishna. Hi, Debbie. Hi, beautiful. Hi, Trisha. So you're from Bangladesh, Anthony. Anthony says cougar can still get it. Yeah, right. That's right. You better recognize. Hi, Eva. Hi, Lana. Hey, Lucas. Hey, Aaron from Kansas. Hey, Michael from New York. Awesome. Where's everyone from? Okay, so let's get into it. First of all, anybody have questions around conscious awareness and becoming aware of your emotions, of your choices, and what that really looks like in real life, in your now moment? If not, I'll just keep going. It's really about seeing yourself, but as a third person. You're seeing your thoughts, your emotions, what makes you really tick. Probably not a good idea to play with that. All right, you can play with it. This is when you just give up. Let them play what it is that they want. Could you explain on the truth? You need to be a bit more specific, Lana. Like truth as in, well, the truth is love. That is what you are. Truth is love. And when I know I've talked about truth, what is truth a lot. I've been talking about that on okay, on Instagram. It's particularly is to help you remember who you are. That is your truth. And your truth is love. And that's essentially what you do when you begin to heal, is begin to remember all that you've forgotten due to trauma, due to fragmentation. And because of that trauma, it's what's causing us from disconnecting from ourselves. And that's your truth. Your truth is that you are powerful. Your truth is that you are sovereign. You are love. And the fact that we've been separated from this truth, from ourselves, that's the conscious awareness of what I'm talking about. Because it's really important to begin to remember how truly powerful we are. We're not just human. We're energetic beings. We are energy. We are frequency. We are vibration. We are everything. We are love. And that disconnect from ourselves, from remembering, due to reincarnation, due to the trauma or many traumas that we've all suffered, is what has essentially shut us down in many ways. I say shutting us down, but many shut themselves down in many different ways. Like, for example, have you guys thought about, why do I feel like I'm not good enough? You got to think about when the thoughts of I'm not good enough comes through. Do you know where this comes from? Getting to the root cause of what that is. I'm going to wait for you guys to answer. Is that your thoughts, or is that trauma speaking? Is that really coming from you, your essence, your truth? Is it coming from love? It wouldn't, because love is as you are. And love is everything. And coming from the frequency of love, that's all there is. Anything outside of love is illusion. And therefore, the feelings of not feeling good enough, for example, it's just trauma. It's a lot of trauma. There's a core trauma that has been passed down from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime, generational trauma. And this is what, well, I tried to come on live. I really try, but I think this one is sleepy. I think I'm only going to be able to stay live for just 10 minutes. I think their dad is here. Can you take him, yeah? Okay. I'm live right now. Okay, we got Leo here. Come on, Leo, say hi. Come on. We got the stuffing.
Hello.
We got...
Hi.
Okay, go ahead and take.
I hope everyone's doing well.
Yeah, everyone's doing good.
Awesome. Let's go.
You don't want to drop some truths?
No, not today.
Not today? Okay. All right. So as I was saying, the emotion that rises when you feel that you're not good enough, in that now moment, a wound is being presented. A wound of trauma, a trigger is coming through. And as that wound comes through, we begin to ask ourselves, is it coming from me, or is this coming from trauma? And this is where the conscious awareness is where you need to begin to break down where this is coming from. I'm going to answer some questions. Some of you guys have some questions, because know that your mind isn't broken. You're just programmed. You're programmed. Programmed from the Matrix, from this lifetime, from many past lives, to act, think, and be. A lot of your choices are programmed choices. And that's really what you want to break through, break out of, coming back to self, back to your sovereignty. Debbie says, trauma and subconscious. Question mark, what do you mean? Trauma and subconscious? Hi, Eva. Michael says, you mentioned third person. Yes, it's looking objectively, kind of like outside of yourself, all the noise, that's all the stories in the mind, and becoming consciously aware of where it is all coming from. I mean, that's one way to do it. I'm not saying that is the way to do it. It is truly one way to do it. There's many ways to connect to yourself, by the way, and that is one of them. But you could project yourself out and look within to see what's happening within yourself. And you do that by connecting very deeply within self. You can do that through meditation. Good morning, Arabella. Oh, you asked where the thoughts came from, and you're saying trauma and subconscious. I see. Yeah, that's right. Hi, Jeff. Hi, guys. Thank you for the like, that one lady. I'm live on TikTok too, but this TikTok live is just, it's like pulling teeth to get people to get on there, man. I used to go live on my other, on my personal account. I used to get a bunch of people on there. This one, it's a new account, so I'm all alone. I know that one lady. I know you're all alone, but you know, you're never truly alone. You have yourself. I know. I know. Do you remember? It's because it's my personal account. My personal account, I had so many people come in and out. Oh my gosh, it was like a party. It was a party. I literally would go live and I'd go live for 3-4 hours straight. It was so much fun. But you know, twins and, you know, marriage and all that later, you know, that's kind of where we're at. Yes, I remember I used to go live with her too. I remember. Gosh, that was like 2.5 years ago. It's been a while. It has been a while. But anyways, back to what we were talking about. You've all experienced the train loops, yes? That one thought, when you're triggered, you're thinking about the same thought over and 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 over. And it's called a loop. And we've been trained in many ways through our traumas and through programming to loop, because the looping keeps you in the conscious, well, I should say, disconnected from yourself. And what it's doing, it's repeating the trauma. Benson, you trigger me. It's triggering the trauma. It's basically you're chasing either approval, or say if you're not feeling good enough, so you're wanting to feel loved, be loved. You're in survival mode. You're essentially, your nervous system is dysregulated and you're not grounded or centered within yourself. And being consciously aware of when your trigger hits, and then grounding and then bringing yourself back into a homeostasis, a state of where you feel calm. Your nervous system isn't racing. Your nervous system is regulated. When you're not in flight or fight mode, you know, that's really what the goal is you becoming consciously aware, so you slow down the thoughts and you have control of your mind, control of self. No, I'm not talking about bipolar, Benson. I'm just talking about being consciously aware of self, of your thoughts, of your traumas, of your triggers. Yeah, I had twins, Erico. I breastfeed twins too, so they're gonna be they're not too bad actually. They could be worse. Anyways, so that's really what we're talking about is that one lady. You know, sometimes you get really crazy people on. It does not bother me. It's okay. I had a daughter and twins, I'm telling you, and I breastfed twins. They're not where they were supposed. They're not where they were before. Let me tell you that. It's okay. It's really fine. It's totally fine. It's I find it really funny. I find it really funny, but it is what it is. It really is what it is. I'm not defined by my boobs. But you know, you have to also you tune in and you see there's something within me that's triggering this particular person. And so for them to say something like that, it just feels like the superiority. It doesn't really matter, truly, because I see beyond it. But anyways, you guys are sweet. You guys don't need to do that. I think it's fucking hilarious. But you know what though? I'm so proud of myself, because my belly, after having twins, I got 0 stretch marks. Like, dude, that's like, first of all, when I got pregnant with twins, the first thing I thought about was, you know, my vanity was like, oh my God, that's it. My body's gone. It actually hasn't been too bad. It hasn't been too bad at all. My belly is actually stretch mark free. And dude, I'll take that any day because I love showing my belly. Like my belly is my thing. Like in Costa Rica, that's all I would do. It's just I was always in crop tops and bikini tops, and that was really what I was uh belly reveal. Let me see if I can show. Oh, you can't see. See, no stretch marks. I mean, I don't work out, so I don't really care. But anyways, okay, let's get back to the topic because I have a group healing I'm going to get to in like 45 minutes, but I wanted to come on live. I really wanted to talk about this and how important is being consciously aware of self. And what I want you guys to talk about or actually think about is, have you guys really scaled back and began to think about the thoughts that come through your mind? Are they yours or are they from where are they from? Have you asked? Have you connected to yourself and asked, where are these thoughts coming from and why? I'm gonna ask you guys to Kenny, I'm telling you, no stretch marks. Dude, I had twins. I had twins. I was huge. I was fucking huge. But luckily, man, I took care of my belly. Like, I really did. Thank you, guys. Big John says, and also visualization helps to smooth the mind's flow of energy. Yes. So for some of you, visualization, it's amazing. But we have some that have aphantasia, and actually visualizing, seeing, sensing, feeling is something that they are not connected to whatsoever. So you may see, for those that cannot feel, sense, hear, or visualize, they need to connect in a much different way. They have to have an internal either knowing, because sometimes they don't even have a knowing either, or they have to set an intention. So to begin to become conscious of yourself is just beginning to question the thoughts that are coming through your mind. It's beginning to question why you're making certain choices automatically without even slowing down and actually reflecting on the choices that you're making. It's really becoming uber focused. I should say just aware of what you're thinking, what you're saying, what you're thinking, saying, acting, all of it comes from the subconscious mind. And thank you, Jay. Rahim says, can be attacks from others, parts of self. Okay, so that brings on another amazing topic, is attacks from self. Parts of self that come through. And these are parts that are not in congruency or agreement with the choices that you're making in the now moment. And we get this a lot with our mentees. We have some that begin to connect, begin to heal, and then they have parts of themselves. You guys may call it the ego. You may call it the parts that are jealous, the parts that are, there's you, and then you have all of these emotions, all of these thoughts, and all of these mainly thoughts that contradict a lot of what you'd like to do in the now moment, or choices you'd like to make in the now moment. And for example, it is connecting to self. And if you connect to yourself, you're met with a lot of blocks and a lot of issues with connecting with yourself. And then you have to basically break down why these issues are coming up, why these issues are coming through. Why am I not allowing myself to now heal? What is coming up for myself? Do I feel that I'm not worthy of healing? Do I feel like I don't want to let go of these, say, shadow parts of myself that are really not in alignment with where I want to be in my now moment? Creating the reality that you want to live in your now moment is a choice. It is a choice. But more, I should say, unbeknownst to many, is that choice comes from the subconscious mind, not from your conscious mind. And this is where the biggest disconnect is from in our experience, from ourselves and from our mentees, is that they're saying, I'm healing, I'm connecting, I want to do X, Y, and Z, I want to channel, I want to start my spiritual business, I want to do all of these things. And then they're met with resistance, they're met with obstacles and blocks. And these are the parts of themselves that they need to sort through. I always said the battle has never been between light and darkness. You know, light and darkness polarity does exist, but the fight has always been within self. And within self, and when I see within self, it's, you know, you are everything and everything is love. And self can also be with others around you, because others are essentially you. You are oneness, or I should say love experiencing itself outside of itself. You know, that's in many ways the fight, the fight within self, the illusions that we've created to experience ourselves outside of love. But then we got lost within that illusion, and then here we are, very lost, very confused, very separated from ourselves. And essentially that becoming conscious of ourselves is basically coming back into alignment with ourselves, coming back into our truth, coming back into love, coming back into our essence of our being, which is love. And to in that process, as many have attested, has been hi Naomi, has been has proven very difficult, because you have to face the parts of yourself, your shadows, that you not otherwise would want to work with. Just gonna read messages. Hi Naomi. Okay, you want me to channel? I'm in the middle of something. I could check. I need more information. So you feel Pedro is your spouse, and will Pedro look to fix things with me? I feel like he's cheating. Your boyfriend. Okay. What makes you believe that he's cheating? I can tune into it, but what makes you believe that he's cheating? Why would you want to be with someone that is already making you feel that they aren't giving you the attention you deserve? That's one thing. And secondly, a relationship, yes, you always have to be working on yourself, but fixing things with you means that something happened. What happened? I see that there's a lot of, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. No, he is lying. And indeed, he is talking to someone else. From what I'm tuning into, there's another energy. Not one, but probably two energies. He talks to other women on like social media, but he's speaking to someone. I don't think they have actually like met yet, but they're getting closer and closer, and he feels guilty to stay with you, and that's why he is basically kind of saying I need space, but not really. He's not being honest. He has a mental breakdown. No, he does not have a mental breakdown. No. That is a lie. Yeah, he's not responding to you because he's probably, from what I'm seeing, is he's talking or wanting to meet up, or possibly could have met up with this other energy that I'm tuning into. Oh, geez. Relationship questions. Will Jean marry Nancy? Who's Jean? Who's Nancy? How does that relate to you? Koish? Jay says, I must subscribe. It's free. Beautiful. Okay, thank you. It's a wig. I have twins. Thank you, Jay. Big John says, or go out in nature and do grounding, exercise, and connect to the morphogenic energy fields of Earth, physical and on a soul level. Yes, absolutely. You could definitely connect with Gaia's. Gaia is just the best in assisting you to ground your energies. I do this. I for myself, I guide our mentees to ground their energies with the electromagnetic field that Gaia produces, along with the many other energies that can assist you to help you ground. Earth, as I said it many times, is like a charging battery for our bodies in many ways. And when you're connecting with yourself, especially with the earth, it can assist you to help you remember to connect to yourself deeper, because it's designed in that way. Gaia is in many ways here to help you remember who you are, who you've forgotten who you are. And it has many different elements that it can use to assist you to connect to yourself. So you're on the money, Big John, definitely to connect to yourself. Definitely ground, taking off your shoes and bare feet on the grass, on the ground is the best, absolutely best. Or hugging a tree, yeah, absolutely. No, the ivy's not real. Okay, so let me answer some more questions. Oh, you're Nancy. Will Jean marry Nancy? From what I'm seeing, there is too much going on between you two. I would, from what I'm seeing, there's a lot of, there's a lot between both of you guys, and I would definitely revisit your relationship within yourself before you go into a relationship with Jean. And I'll leave it at that. Truly begin to know what true love is. What I mean true love is connecting to yourself and beginning to love yourself, because there's a lot of things that you allow Jean to not mistreat you in different ways, and you allow it because you believe that if you don't, that he will leave you. And to live like that, to be in a relationship with someone that you need to essentially not be your true self to protect the relationship, or for him leaving, is not truly living your authentic life, your authentic self. And that can be very, very draining. So I wouldn't even ask, will he marry you? I'd ask to rekindle the relationship within yourself. Yes, we're going to save the live. We'll save the live, Debbie. I'm just going to be live for another 10-15 minutes, and then I'm going to get off. Michelle says, hello, will I get back with Innocent? He broke up with me. Move on. Michelle, move on. If he broke up with you, move on. Move on. Heal the issues that you have within yourself and move on. To revisit a relationship with someone that does not want you in some way, in many ways, has already damaged you in ways that you don't even imagine yet, especially your self-worth. I would heal these issues and move on. Move on. You deserve better. You deserve to give yourself the love that you're searching from this individual. You need to give it to yourself. Does JM and I gonna break up? If you're already feeling uncertain about breaking up in a relationship, I want you to ask why. Why are you asking that? Hi, Paula. I'm like a relationship counselor. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I have been around the block. Cully Brand says, does JM and I gonna break up because like is so distant and different? He travels and don't pick up my phone. Yeah, because he doesn't find you valuable enough to spend time with you. It's probably really hard to hear, but you need to face some truths. Plus, you're giving him a bit too much attention. All of this, you see all of this energy you're placing on this other individual instead of placing it within yourself and moving on. I should probably be quoting, what's that lady? The Pick Me Show one. Sprinkle, Sprinkle. The Sprinkle, Sprinkle lady, which I find her fucking hilarious. She's hilarious, but she's right in many ways. I mean, in your discretion, but you know, at the end of the day, it's all about loving yourself. And the fact that you're sitting here and putting so much energy is frequency, energy is money. And the fact that you're waiting for someone to pick up the phone and give you attention, child, you need to move on. You need to begin to give that love to yourself and fill yourself with love so you're not waiting on someone's call to make you feel worthy. I might have been a bit harsh, but I know, I'm sorry, my love. Maybe not what you want to hear, but it's probably what you need to hear. Sandra says, will I get into a relationship this year? Yeah, my first language is Spanish. ¿Cómo sabías? ¿Cómo sabías que era español? Is my accent giving me away? Yeah, my first language is Spanish. You know, Sandra, if I can see you getting into a relationship this year, yes. If you let go, if you focus your energy within yourself and you work, I don't know if you're going to school. I see some school energies, but if you focus on yourself and you work and you don't worry about a relationship, you'll manifest it like that. You will. Focus on yourself and heal. Meaning any triggers, any trauma that comes up, you just focus on yourself. And I'm telling you, they'll be lining up the corner to be with you. You just need to believe in yourself. You need to love yourself. If you did, being in a relationship wouldn't be an issue for you. I can see it. You're very personable. You're very dynamic. Your energy is more like, you know, you already kind of are picking that energy up already. I know you want to be in a relationship, but if you truly let it go, it will come. Is this a Jew free? Who cares? Anyone is welcome here. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. I can hear your accent. You can hear my accent? God, really? God, that's a first. Where are you from? Should I sell my silver now to help buy a house? And what do you see regarding buying a house now? Ooh, I would hold off on that, Paula, and I would hold your gold and your silver. I would, oh, that's tough. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. There's so much going on with this new administration. Oh, it's hard to tell what's going to happen with properties and land and even the economy in the U.S. I'd hold on to your silver. Hold on to it. So, do you know what? That's a question that you should ask Leo. I'll see if he can come in really quickly to answer your question, because he's really good at this. He tunes into these timelines very, very well. Let me see if I can ask him. Let's see if he comes through. Xander, knock, knock. Who's there? That one lady says, life isn't outside of ourselves. It's inside of ourselves, guys. Yes, that's true. Very, very true. You're welcome, XOXO. Precious says, will the talking phase I ended come back? I don't know. You need to be more specific. Maria, is George going to ask me to hang out? If you let it go, he will. If you stop applying pressure and you busy yourself with something else, he probably will. More than likely. But you're applying too much pressure and that's pushing him away. Energy is everything. Energy is everything. So the less you push back energy-wise of wanting, you're wanting, I want this, rather than have them chase you by you letting go. If you let go, the energy, because they feel the energetic pull from you, of the wanting, rather than you not caring and you living your life and you just being content where you at, more than, not only him will call you, you got many others that would too. Yeah, the U.S. economy is a shit show. Oh, you're Brazil. See, but I don't speak, well, yeah, I speak Spanish, but you speak partly Portuguese. I don't speak Portuguese. Oh my gosh, Elaine, this is live. This is what comes with going live, Elaine, is you just get some weird characters in here. It doesn't really bother me though. You get some weird people on here. You're welcome, Paula. I'll see if Leo hasn't answered. If he can't answer, then I'll have him answer in the group, okay? Or ask that same question in the group, in the Essence of Love group. I'm gonna have Leo read these messages. They're full of milk, Cam. You ready? My milkers. I'm gonna show that to Leo. He already does that. Okay. You too much, man. You too much. Calm down. Calm down. No, I don't speak Afrikaans. I speak Spanish. Hablo español. All right. Okay, we got more people in the TikTok. All right, we're going to channel. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, I can only stay on for like 15 more minutes because I have to do a group healing. All right, Precious was in a talking stage with T, and I wonder if we'll end up together again because I ended it. But why did you end it? Gay boys? What? Oh, you guys are like fucking hilarious. Oh, I guess the rack is the talk tonight, huh? All right. Well, it's hilarious. Is M at peace? I'm assuming he passed away. He's reincarnated already. He's already back here. Oh, Estelle, sorry, I did read your questionnaire. Will I get a job, please? Will I get a new job, please? Actually, from what I'm seeing from you, you have many blocks at the moment from getting a job. How long have you been looking for a job? It looks like for about the last 8 months to a year, probably 2 from what I'm tuning into. It's been no, actually, it's more like, it's less than that, like 8 months. It's been difficult because there's a lot of blocks coming up, a lot of trauma, a lot of triggers, and you don't feel like there's a lot of self-worth issues at the moment. And because of that, it's really hindering your opportunity to get a job. What field are you in? No. Oh my gosh, you guys need to stop. No, but I can't connect you to yourselves, Justin. No OnlyFans. I could probably channel and connect you to yourself, and you may not like it, but I probably can. Let's see. You guys are asked, will Bianca get back with Buke? Oh, again, Bianca needs to move on. That's what Bianca needs to do. This, what you guys are circling is a it's a what you guys would call a karmic relationship. It is a relationship that there's a lot of contracts in, and you guys are essentially, sorry, let me just put you guys are looping and have a lot of contracts and are just causing you guys a lot of issues. You guys would call that what? In the spiritual community, they call it many different things, but to break this cycle is you need to heal yourself, Bianca. I would not put all my eggs in a basket and focus on getting back with Buke. I would heal. I would heal. Elaine, I know they're nuts. Yes, Tallies? Yes, it's Jojo. My name is Jojo. No. The main point of our channel, actually our academy, is to help you connect to yourselves, to help you heal, to help you channel all the answers, because everyone has the answers within yourselves. And mainly is we come through, we come in and we just give our guidance, because we've, I've done a lot of shadow work, and through that I've been able to connect to myself in a way that I can share that with you. However, connecting to yourself is an inside job. We can only guide, but ultimately you need to do the work. And essentially it's us assisting you to connect to yourself, however that looks to you. And being able to do that is it's truly up to you. Okay. You're an admin. Yeah. So Estelle, you could definitely find a job. What I would do is I would have you, are you connected with yourself? Do you meditate? Do you reflect? Do any self-reflection of reflecting of yourself? I highly advise to really begin to journal and write down what the blocks that are coming up for you that's preventing you from getting this job. If you have no idea what those blocks are, I just want you to start journaling. I want you to start journaling what is coming up for you in this now moment, especially when you feel very hopeless. Like, I don't have a job. I don't, I'm not getting any traction. When you begin to do this, that's how you begin to connect to yourself. You'll begin to dive in deeper and uncover those blocks that are preventing you from getting a job. If you do that, you might be able to figure out what's happening. For all of you guys that are on the live, I highly suggest you guys to join our Essence of Love group. It is our group, which is an amazing group that will help you guys connect to yourself. It has an amazing community, a community that is always eager to assist. Oh, you guys are in trouble now.
Oh.
You guys are in trouble now. No, you guys, it's just some really rude guys. They're really rude.
Oh, is it the same guys as before?
No. These are different. No, but it's hilarious. Anyways, Paula had a question. Sorry, Estelle. Hopefully that answers your question. Oh, you guys are in trouble now. I'm just kidding. It's all in fun. It's all in fun. Her question was, she wanted to know if she should sell her silver and buy a property in the U.S. And I had told her, considering a lot of what's happening in the U.S., I told her, yeah,
Too much going on at the moment.
too much going on. That's essentially what I told her as well. But if you want to add anything to that,
No, it's just too much going on.
that's what I told her too.
It's impossible. Even if you look at the timelines now, for instance, I'm looking at about 100 different timelines at the moment, main timelines. All main timelines lead to the US falling in some form, but some of them run up to 50 years from now. So, you don't know and that can always change. Even I could look at them tomorrow and it could change also. But the US, they're intending to break on purpose in order to merge with Canada and Mexico to become like a giant state. Then they're going to split the states into sections. This is down multiple timelines, major timelines. And then they're going to bring about some sort of major change, which will make you all go into these new cities they're going to build, which will then implement these new systems where you'll be tracked and controlled, like in China. They'll bring in more systems also of control when the robotics get more further. That's down current timelines now. That can always change. But the US essentially is walking into a nightmare.
Yeah.
There's no stopping them at the moment. Trump's gonna do what he's gonna do. He's gonna get everyone on his side, and then eventually give the country over to essentially China, down most timelines, because the Chinese technology is going to be the thing that's going to control everyone in the US. So we were looking at getting another property in the US, but for us, I said no, because it could be the next 10 years or 20 years. They're aiming for 2030 to start bringing some of the smart cities online in the US, and then they'll do more than likely another pandemic down most timelines, or they'll bring in a fake war, or they will actually start World War III if they get too desperate. But seeing as Trump's making it so he's the savior, it's very unlikely to be World War III. That's only down one or two major timelines, so what they'll bring in is just control through trust, because everyone's going to trust Trump, and then Trump's going to dump on them. That's usually what happens when you trust a scammer. They'll scam you to a certain point, and then they'll just dump on you and run away. So yeah, there's a lot going on down multiple timelines, but in terms of buying, if you were going to buy, I'd just keep checking, and I'd buy like now, because it's going to get much worse in the future. It's best to get somewhere now
and not wait.
And not wait. But you need to trust yourself on that. As I said, I'm staying away from the US. It's down most timelines. It's gone within 50 years. It doesn't even exist anymore. So that's where it's at, unfortunately.
Yeah, and that is the smart cities, that one lady as well.
Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, and that can always change as
I mean,
well.
it could always change, but those are the timelines that are coming through. Sexy Dancer asks, is Kay thinking about me? Are you still here before I even answer? Are you able to see timelines because their plans are already clear? We could see timelines like Leo's much better at looking at these timelines, these collective timelines, and it's because that's what most want to bring through in the now moment. That is what they want to manifest. And that's why we can kind of see a little bit clear of what these timelines are gonna, or at least they're gonna try subconsciously to bring into the now moment. But again, it could always change because you're always a choice away from making a different or creating a different reality. And so like Leo was saying, it's this new world order thing is very real, and what they're wanting to bring through is a little it's a little cray cray, but it is what it is. If you create your reality though in the now moment and stay within yourself, then you can bypass all that's going on and you just stay in within yourself, kind of like a little bubble cocoon away from the collective timelines. Okay, so Sexy Dancer's not here, so I'll answer more questions. Baby C, I need more information. Does he love me? I don't know what that means. Oh, hey, Larry. Hopefully you're still here. Hopefully you're doing well. Tash, are you here? Can answer your question as well. Is Leary serious about the future together, or is it best to walk away? Oh, good, Larry. So good. Are you still working? Okay, let's see. I'm going to go back to YouTube. You guys are crazy here. What are you guys talking about now? Hi, Coffee Pat. Good evening. Hi, Mr. White. What the topic was? The topic is conscious awareness. We went into talking about conscious awareness, and then I'm just answering questions, channeled questions. I do need to go in a little bit. I do have a group healing that we need to start pretty soon. So I'm going to be with you maybe for another 10 minutes and then I'm going to end it. But I'll answer as many questions as I can. Yeah, life's too short to stress on that BS. You are totally right. Troll you. I love your name. But it's true. That's why you don't focus on that. You focus on yourself in creating the reality that you want, separate from that, away from the collective. You're right. No, I'm not. Oh, you guys are hilarious. Anyways, thank you, Ashawa. Okay, so does Sean love me? Let me ask you something, baby C. How long have you been with this person? And I want you to be very honest with yourself. Very, very honest with yourself. And I want you to connect with yourself here in the heart center. So what I want you to do is I want you to just take a deep breath in, breathing in love through the nose. And then what I want you to do is just go deep within your heart center. And then when you go very, 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 very deep, I want you to ask yourself, does Sean love me? And the first thing that comes up, it'll be yes or no. And I want you to tell me what comes up. Yes or no. I want you to do that right now. Yes, each day is a gift. You are a gift. You are the gift. I need to clean my lens, so apologies, guys. 1 minute. Ah, much better. Inspiring generation. How can you connect more with your higher self and integrate it more into the lower self? Very good question. How can you connect more with your higher self? To be honest, connecting with higher selves are versions of you outside of yourself. And we did this for many years. We connected with higher versions ourselves, even outside of polarity, passing systems and programs. And what we've learned through our experiences is that it's still outside of ourselves. We just started connecting to ourselves, deep within ourselves, our core selves, which is love. And how you connect to yourselves is quite simply, you can do it through a meditation. We have many. If you go into our essence, if you go to our Beyond Light Academy website or our Instagram, there's many, or even our YouTube, we have many meditations on how to connect to yourself, but mainly is you get to a state of a very deep relaxation, and you travel to the center of your heart, and many call them the chakra, the heart center. There are many names for the heart space. And here you'd go very deep within you, and you can visualize, you can use pathways, you can use elevators, anything to get you really deep within yourself. And then when you go very, very, very deep, you'll hit a core of yourself, which is the essence of your being, which is you, but in a much deeper way. And from here, this is where you connect, and then you can integrate the parts of you that are maybe in a lower, denser state or in a lower, denser frequency. But I wouldn't force any integration if those parts, if you don't understand why those parts aren't in congruency or in alignment with you in your now moment. I would try to either understand the parts of you that are in a lower, denser energy, or you're talking either parts or versions of you. You have to get a bit more specific. But these are essentially, that's really the work. That really is the work. It's understanding yourself and understanding why you have parts of yourself or versions of yourself that are in a lesser or a denser energy, and it's causing that instability within yourself on an energetic level. And oh, TikTok is being weird. I don't know what TikTok. Oh, live will end in 5. We have detected inactivity. Oh, okay. Let me just do this really quick. There we go. And really, that's how you can connect with yourself, is doing it in that way. Some people like to connect to themselves through the crown chakra, your channel through there. And the puzzle piece, right? The puzzle piece of self, really. It's really trying to figure out, putting the puzzle pieces together. Correct, Larry. That's really the work. How close am I to my heart chakra fully opening? That's a very good question. Okay, Thalys, it was so wonderful getting to know you. Thank you for coming to the live. Baby C is not here anymore. I don't think she's here anymore. Well, that's a bummer. I asked her to connect to herself, but I don't think she was able to do that. Unfortunate. All right, to connect to yourself. So, to be honest, the expansion of the heart center is always and will always be an elevated expansion, meaning you'll always have an expansion of the heart center, a full opening of the heart when you are in a place of expansion. And what do I mean with that? Sorry, I just need to put the, okay. When you are in a space of expansion, and this will, and you'll always be in a place of expansion until you're able to break yourself out. You'll have fully opening, you could say a heart opening, but then trauma and triggers and issues will come up that will boggle down the heart space, and then you'd like to open it and clear that, and that will be an evolving process. Are you opening your heart center? From what I'm seeing, you are connecting to yourself, and you can go deeper. What I'm saying is just continue to heal and go deeper. And just know that it isn't a one time and done thing. It is an evolving, very layered, and it's a process. But as long as you continue to connect to yourself, you'll get there. You'll get there. All right, guys, I need to go because I have a group healing that I'm attending to. It was lovely to be live with you guys. Thank you so much for all the great questions. It was a wonderful topic. I'm glad we went into it. And I'll try to do more lives like this. You're welcome, that one lady. Yay. Anyways, much love to you guys. And just keep going, keep connecting, keep healing like always. And we're going to do this again, hopefully in a couple of days. Okay? Bye, Larry. Bye, guys. You're welcome, Paula. Oh, so you were still on live, so you probably heard what Leo had to say. Hopefully, if not, you can catch the recording because he did end up coming and answering your question. Bye, Elaine. Okay, bye, guys.